Rise and shine, mothers and brothers and cheese wedges and handlebars all over the world. Let it grow and let it flow. Like that. How's it going today? Monday morning. I'm excited. Got a great night's sleep. I had the craziest dream last night, man. It was so real. I woke up thinking I was actually in that scenario. It was a trip. Oh, I am on my way to look at a property right now, a rental property. So I'm kind of, not nervous, but I'm in the process of, I don't have to move, but I'm thinking of moving. So I'm looking at a property. If I like it, I plunk the money down and bam, I'm in it. I've had a roommate now for 3 years. And, I've had roommates, housemates, on and off over the years. Actually lived with my brother once. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And marriage is the ultimate roommate. You really got to get along if you're married. And I'm not going down that route unless God drops a big sign in front of me and says, "This is the one." Because I thought it was the one the first time around, but my God, was I wrong. Jeez. Young fellas, young ladies, you listen to me, man. Hear me out when I say this. Is that who you marry and who you make babies with is such a huge decision, and you don't just wing it. You don't wing, that is not a decision that you wing. And then, well, we'll make it work. Man, because if that love ain't flowing from both of your hearts, and I'm talking love, not lust, not sick desire to fill a need, and because daddy or mommy didn't love you and you got to be with somebody, or you're afraid to be alone. Enough of that nonsense. Learn to be alone. Learn to love solitude, and then, if you're a single guy or gal, learn to love solitude, enjoy it, embrace it, be afraid to lose it. Then you might be ready to get married if you're not married yet. I think that's pretty good advice. That's the kind of advice that I would give my children when they are knocking on relationships' door. I have 3 children. So when they get there, that's exactly what I would say to them. That's what I would say to my friends. I have friends that have been married 2 or 3 times, and some people say that the chances of a successful marriage decrease with the amount of marriages. I saw statistics once that said 50% of all first marriages end, 60% of all second, and up to like 80% of all marriages, third marriages, end in divorce. It's interesting because the people I know that have been married, that were married the 3rd time, they were married a little bit later in life, a little bit older, and they're actually doing okay. My experience, I shouldn't say my experience, my observation of people who've been married 3 times, and this is, I certainly don't recommend this. I was married once. But the people who are on their 3rd marriages that I know are actually doing very well. They're like really in love with each other, and their attitude is, wow, I really found the person that loves me and that I love. I struck gold this time. And I wonder if they had to go through the first 2 in order to find the one, or are they more mature, or the timing, like, are they more right? Is their heart more in the right condition for partnership and for being on a team? Because marriage is a team, if you think about it. And you gotta work together to score points. And you score points by saving money. You score points in a marriage. Scoring points is raising successful children. You raise children to fly the coop. You the whole idea is that you raise them, and that at a certain age, they want to leave the house. If you have children that don't want to leave the house, I may submit to you that you have done something wrong. It's never too late to make changes. So I certainly don't condemn anybody. Never, ever condemn. But you raise kids to fly the coop. If you can live with your older adult children when they should be on their own, there's something wrong with both of you. That's just my contention, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just something that everyone has to look at. You raise kids to want liberty, to want freedom. You want them to fly the coop at a certain age. I'll never forget my daughter, who was my oldest, when, I'm helping her do something. When she was little, I'm talking when she was little, and she says, I can do it. And she would kind of like, I can do it, Dad. And I'm like, oh my God, my little girl is growing up. She wants to be independent. At a certain age, they stop running to the door greeting you. They're not as excited to see you after a certain age because they're getting independent. You raise them to be increasingly independent, not dependent, and then all of a sudden one day they fly the coop. Increasingly independent. You can leave them alone for longer periods of time, and they want to be alone, and they want to be with their friends for longer periods of time. I don't even know how I got on that damn topic. All right, so the video that I did the other night, apparently I scratched myself or something, and there was like blood dripping down. All right, so I I made a stop at 2 stores, and I had blood literally when I got home. Some of you saw that video. When I got home, the blood was like coming down over my eyebrow. It looked like I had like a Frankenstein crack right down. And I stopped and got gas, and I stopped at the wine and spirit store and got a bottle of wine. And no one said to me, dude, you're bleeding. The only people who said it are those of you who are watching this video, this whole series. And it just made me laugh, and I'm thinking, my God, I was out in public. I actually was in a store with blood dripping off my face, and no one said anything. Like, how can you miss blood? Like bright red blood dripping down your head. Made me laugh. Anyways, that doesn't happen often. I normally don't go out with like blood dripping off of me. That's not a frequent thing. All right, riding through that part of town, through the city, where you usually lock your doors. That's kind of funny, because I'm on my way through the concrete jungle right now. But it's also about 8 o'clock in the morning, and some of the reasons why you lock your doors are still sleeping. Does that make any sense? All right. Because they probably just went to bed about an hour ago. That's funny. Concrete jungle, baby. All concrete jungles used to be beautiful. Think about it. They were all nice. Churches, flower pots, flower boxes on windows. People took care of their homes. Where there was, once like an 8-bedroom large home, like mini mansion made of beautiful stone with stained glass windows and that kind of stuff in it, is now like 5 apartments. And there's like 15 cars like in what used to be a backyard, which is now paved. That's always fun. I never want to live in anything like that. I've had situations where I've had roommates from college where there was like 5 or 6 of us living in one house. At one time, I think I was there for about 2 or 3 years, and we were paying $125 each and split the electric bill. That's how, is that a trip or what? $125 each for a whole house. Everybody had their own bedroom. That was cool. Everybody bought their food, and every now and then would share food, or people would have a meal together, that kind of thing. I actually enjoyed that. There were some times where there was like a little bit of friction, but people get over that. People get over that friction. and you work things out. It's like if you have animals, you see the animals, they just have to, because I rescue animals, and sometimes I have more than a few in the house, and then they have to get along. So they might hiss and paw at each other and seem to fight, but after a while things calm down and they just kind of learn to live with each other. I think people are the same way. Marriage is the same way after the love effect wears off, right? After all the, I love them, after you're having sex like every day for the first 3 years, first 2 years probably, and then it goes down to like maybe 3 times a week, and then a couple times a week, then you got to start to get along with the person and not the body, if that makes any sense. Some of you can relate to that, some can't. Concrete jungle, baby. Concrete jungle. You know what I've been trying to get away from traffic and noise. I would love to have like a little cottage where I can go out. You know what I love? I love exercising on the grass, not on a mat, not in a gym. Give me my stretching out on the grass. Literally, I love being in contact with the ground. When I go to a beach, you're going to think this is crazy. When I go to a beach, I bring a towel. I usually bring a hat because a lot of times I like to read while I'm on a beach. But I'll bring a towel. I don't lay on the towel. All right, here's the wacky part. I usually roll up the towel as a pillow and I lay on the sand because I like being in direct contact with the earth. That might be too trippy for some people to comprehend. I love being in contact with the earth. I think it's healing. I love having my entire body just sprawled out on the sand. Look at it. People honking horns, cutting each other off, flipping the bird. Nice. Good way to start a Monday morning, everybody. Rise and shine, mothers and brothers, and cheese wedges. Let it flow and let it grow. All right. People racing to get their coffee and their little breakfast sandwiches. That's funny. You know what? There's a person right now trying to come out. And they're sticking the nose of their car out. And I'm going to flag them on because I'm a good guy. Because I want someone to do the same thing for me. Give a break and get a break. Flag them on. That's right. Do something nice for somebody. Even though you don't know them. Even though you're in a hurry. Doesn't matter. Do something nice. All right. Well, I am at my destination in the concrete jungle. And I'm heading in. I looked at a motor scooter, a Piaggio MP3. You know what that is? An MP3 is it's a 3-wheeled scooter, 250 cc's. 2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel behind, which is the drive wheel. Sits up a little high, nice firm seat, comfortable as heck. You can ride it longer in the season than a motorcycle. It's more stable. And this is the trippy thing about it, is that the darn thing stands up by itself. You just lock the wheels. It's not a kickstand, it's a center stand, but you don't have to use it. You park the darn thing like a car. Now, how cool is that? Look it up, Piaggio MP3. All right, I am where I gots to be. Hey man, you have a great day. It's Monday, this is my day off, but what are you gonna do to reach your goal? What are you gonna do today? I got a list. When I get done looking at this place, I got a list of things that I want to do. And I'm going to check them off as I get them done. And at the end of the day, I reward myself. And how I reward myself is like with a nice dinner or something like that. It's like a little game that I play with myself. That if I can get all this done, then I reward myself. And I will also, if I don't get it done, then I can't reward myself. So I give myself something to work towards. And I have various metrics that I use. Get out there and get something done today. And you're listening to this for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. We've encountered each other for a reason. And there's a reason why you keep listening and you keep watching this. I know because I read your emails. I believe in you, man. Now go do it.